yourself and turn on your camera.
I think, Selvi, go to the leader Amira first. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, leader Amira. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just give me a minute, leader Sonny. Yeah, leader Amira. I almost overlooked. So sorry. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sylvie. I would like to thank Dr. Mohan for the wonderful lecture, and it was filled for very much valuable information. We have really gained a lot of information that we have been looking for quite some time. Actually, I have something, it's a hope more than a question. It is to strengthen our message here in Phytoscience. We need something like upcoming collaboration between Phytoscience and labs or medical students to conduct medical researches on the effect of Phytoscience products on certain disease, including clinical trials on patients. Another thing, and I think is also related to the first question, which is, will there be any studies to determine the accurate dosage of treatment based on specific diseases such as stroke, heart disease, arthritis, and others? That's my question for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Amira. I will share a little bit on what direction that we have picked for the products. You're absolutely right that we should start to look at the products scientifically and carry out clinical reviews. So what is in the pipeline is to carry out clinical case reviews, which means to say we will pick either patients or healthy people, and we will carry out the dosage that needs to be done. But we will start with very basic. We will not go into the critical illnesses. We'll go with the basic one. And what we will look at is serum markers. That means we will take the blood and we will study the before and the after, consuming crystal cells and snowphyll. And we will take the urine sample as well. So we are looking at markers to see your cell, how different your cell is performing before and after. So what results you can see, we are hoping to start this research as soon as possible. And we will be running this test on several number of people to look at cell performance markers. That's number one. The second one, for dosage one, we at the moment do not have any studies designed for it, but we can look into it because it's very, with critical illnesses, it's very complicated. There can be more than one cause or what causes it. And it's very hard to group patient with a similar, what we call as cause for the disease. So number one, yes, the first part of your question, surely, we are looking at running our own case review in a very formal setting in collaboration with University of Malaya. By right, Phytoscience is already in collaboration with University of Malaya. I think Dr. Billy will announce that. At the moment, we are looking at higher level research in terms of that, and we will be running this case review study. Thank you, Amira.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan. And Leader Amira, I hope that answers your question. You need to unmute.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. Doctor, after I finish all this, I too have a question for you on this. So I will come back to that after I move on to this leader, Sonny from South Sudan. Yeah, you can unmute and please go ahead with your question. It's good if you can turn on your camera. Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Hello. Thank you so much. I would like to thank the doctor for the wonderful presentation. Very precise and detailed. Mine is more or less kind of like a hope, because I talked to a patient who has diabetes, and is diabetes type 1. And this patient has been told by the doctors that this has no cure, and the patient will have to wait for his time. I tried explaining to the mother, the caretaker. She couldn't believe in me because I'm a lay person, and she believed mostly in the doctor. So I said, let me try to ask this. If the doctor can explain, maybe I'll also pass over the information to this lady to save the son's life. Can this crystal cell really help with the diabetic type 1, which was told, which was said that has no cure, and this guy has to wait for his death?
Okay. Thank you, Sonny. Type 1 and type 2. Crystal cell has shown to help with type 2, but type 1 is an genetic autoimmune disease. There is no cure for it. However, you must think that when someone has high blood sugar or diabetes, controlling it or regulating the sugar level is very, very important. And once you have very high blood or diabetes condition, your other organs will start to fail because they cannot reuse the glucose good enough to produce the energy. So in this case, crystal cells cannot reverse a type 1, but it can help with the running of the other organs and the tissue. So basically, you're going to help the patient stay strong, produce enough energy for it to carry out the regulation of his metabolism without any false promises. That's not what we do at Phytoscience in Crystal. We do not give any false promises, and you cannot reverse a type 1, but you can help with the metabolism or regeneration of the other organs that you can help to support. So what a hope that can we give this patient based on the science of the product is, can we extend the lifespan of this person as long as possible? Can we keep its inflammation as low as possible that will create other complications? As you know, with diabetes, they tend to get other complications, liver, heart, and so on. So it's all about what are you approaching with the product. Now, in this case, I cannot approach crystal cell for diabetes type 1, but I can approach crystal cell for the longevity of the other tissue and organs in your body. Hopefully that answers your question. But we must remember, no reversing of type 1 here. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Leader Sonny, for the question. All right. The next one, I think I'll move on to Leader Edith Davis from USA. Can you unmute and turn on your camera, please? If you have a question, can you please unmute and you can proceed with your question. Leader Edith? Okay, I don't hear from him. I see another leader, Ifeanyi Kings. I can't pronounce your name. I don't know if that is the... Can you unmute your...
Yes, I can unmute.
Okay, right.
Yes, I can unmute.
Okay, I'll go with the Leader Edith. He's, yeah, she's come on
Yes.
line yet. Yeah, please go ahead with your question. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much to our doctor, and thank you, Leader Selvi. So we are really grateful. We appreciate today. And this is really, really very informative, educative. We really appreciate it. This will go a long way to help us. All right. So my question is, can crystal cell, or let me put it this way. Yeah, crystal cell, how can this help somebody with a Bell palsy situation? My question to Doctor, yes, how can this help somebody with a Bell palsy condition?
I'm very sorry, I don't have any information for that. I can actually check for you, right? Very sorry about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, and thank you, Leader Edith. Thank you. And we'll move on to the next question. Ifeanyi Kings, can you unmute? I'm sorry, I think I'm pronouncing your name wrongly. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay, it's all right.
Right. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor. Actually, I came in late, but what I should have learned a lot from the time I came in. So I have a prospect who she undergoes surgery from a kidney stone issue last 3 months. And they discovered that she had ulcer, jaundice, and the liver problem. So my question is, which of our products are we going to use to have a better result to her?
Okay, on the top of my mind, thank you very much. The top of my mind, I would think crystal cell and Snowphyll as at a high dosage. We will consider this as critical because there is a certain level of a liver malfunction here. So I will say crystal cell and snowphyll. But there is also, from the question that I'm getting here, I'm trying to think that there must be an angle where we can put all the different case reviews together in a database, and the leaders can actually key in the details and then see what's the best suggestion. So I think this is something that we can develop. Just looking at the questions here. To answer you in short, is crystal cell and snowphyll, and you will fall under the condition of chronic illness, which is 2 crystal cell in the morning. Sorry, 2. I think you got in the correct. Is it 1 plus 1? 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 snowphyll in the night. So it's both crystal cell and snowphyll together.
Right. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
And thank you, leader. Is that all? Yeah. So I'll move on to another question. Princess, leader Princess from Zimbabwe. Yes, please unmute and go ahead with your question.
All right. Thank you so much, Sylvie.
Thank you.
I am so super excited this evening, and I want to thank Dr. Mohan for being on the platform. Thank you for choosing him to come today and review everything else that we need to know. It has been a question that we've been asking many times, and we were not aware. Now it's so clear. It was an eye-opener session. And we would urge you, Sylvie, maybe if we can have a series of meetings with him as we start the year, so that everyone else will have the knowledge of the product. And when we are going out there, 2025 will never be the same again. Allow me just to ask a question to Dr. Mohan. There is this question that many people normally ask us. They say, how do we have crystal cell interact with the human cells in order for them to form the therapeutic effects? And then the other question is, how do we have crystal cell help a person with cancer cells? Since crystal cell is like food to the human cells, don't we have cancer cells multiplying instead of reducing? How does crystal cell come into effect? If you could help us on that one. Thank you.
Okay, now this is for a scientist to get this kind of question. We are very, very happy. It's like, okay, now comes to our part. Okay, now it's a very good question. The first question is how the crystal cell, the components inside crystal cell, is absorbed into your cell and how it interacts with the human stem cell. Sorry, the human cells and how it carries out the function. The second is similar, but now wouldn't it now increase the proliferation of my cancer cells? Right. Now, think about how you take your crystal cell. You're taking your crystal cell under your tongue.
Yeah.
Under your tongue, right? Now, that number one ensures that the absorption of crystal cell nutrients goes straight into your bloodstream, reaching all the organs that you need. Now, all our organs in our body will actually show signal of help. This signal of help is actually based on the inflammation marker. Let me give you an example. If my liver needs help or not functioning so well, it will release a signal. Now, the signal will tell the brain, oh, I need some help. I need this nutrient. Now, when I take crystal cell under my tongue and it goes straight into your blood, now the brain detects, oh, I have this nutrient that the liver will need. So this nutrient will be brought straight to the liver. Now in the liver, it will go into the cell, and this nutrient will be interact with the nucleus of the cell, and if it's required by any parts of inside the cell to make it function better. So you must remember the interaction is crystal cell has molecules in a very, very small absorption manner that it can go straight. But the question is, how does it go to the right areas? So think about it. I'm going to repeat it. Goes into your bloodstream, the body detects, oh, there's now this nutrient here. Oh, the liver asked about that, so it transfers it straight there. This is actually called the homing effect. the body has something called a homing effect. It sends nutrient to wherever you need. So now it goes to your liver or any other different organs, it goes into your cell, then it says what the cell needs and then increases the cell metabolic performance. So think about it as eating something so good that it can increase your metabolic cells. But however, this we are avoiding the gut. So if you take it in your food thing, it goes through your stomach and goes, most of it will be used in your stomach. So we skip the part that it goes to the living cell. So it is a component required by the human cells that it can be interacted so fast inside and carry out its function. Now, second thing is cancer. Now, yes, the same thing is, wouldn't it accelerate by cancer? Cancer is accelerated by pure sugar, number one. All right. So if you are taking pure sugar, things like white bread, white rice, and so on, you can accelerate the cancer hormone. Anything that can increase the proliferation of the cell. But in the case of crystal cell, the nutrients that you have is to increase the performance of the cell. And similarly, they will increase the performance of what is called as immune cell called natural killer cells in your body. There's an immune cell in your body called natural killer cells. So the crystal cell now would then go to the natural killer cells to help it to fight this against cancer. So you shouldn't think that it's going to go to the cancer cell, but it's going to go to the immune system. Because when you have cancer, you're fighting two kids. So the cancer cell is growing, your immune cell is asking for help. Can you give me some help? I want to kill this cancer cell. So then your nutrient is taken by the natural killer cell. The name of the cell is NK cell, natural killer cell. So then these cells will absorb the nutrient and then start to go towards the cancer. So it's a matter of perception of what people think. Yes, theoretically, yes, you're going to extract. No, but the nutrient is taken by the immune cells in this case.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's so clear. Thank you. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, and thank you, Leader Princess. And now we move on to another question. Ezisa from Uganda. Can you unmute and turn on your camera and proceed with your question?
Yes, please. The camera is refusing. Yes, I am Ezisa, and I want to thank the doctor for the teaching. And my question is, there is a patient with elephantiasis. Can that be helped with stem cells? Because I talked to her and she said, oh, I have infection of Filaria worms, and they told me it cannot be cured. Kindly help to understand this issue. Thank you.
I'm very, very sorry. I don't have any answer on the top of my head. But what I can do is, Selvi, is it possible to take down, if there's a platform that I can get the concern of whatever disease and we can answer it offline? Is that possible, Selvi?
Yes, it is possible. Yes, we can make arrangements for
that. Yes, I have a team of scientists that can look through things and put the answers. I don't know how we can do it. Perhaps like an offline thing.
Yeah, I'll check with the admin and the office how we can do that.
Let me come in over here. Selvi, perhaps you may ask them to email to the company info@iphyto.com so that let the company handle that and they will communicate with Dr. Mohan.
Okay, all right. I will. Yeah, so if you, for your questions that doctor is not able to answer on the spot right now, you could write into info@iphyto.com, and then the office, the admin will handle these questions for you. And probably this will be answered in the next session, probably, Dato? Maybe in the next session. Dr. Mohan comes in.
I think first of all, once they email, let our customer service communicate with Dr. Mohan. Okay. Once we got the answer, then we'll reply back to her personally.
All right. Yeah. Yes, I hope that clears. Yeah.
Yeah, it may take some time. Yeah, it may take some time, but at least there will be a response because technically we have to do some research on that. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Dato. Thank you. And
thank you.
Yeah, please write in to info@iphyto.com. Thank you. And Leader Obed Asari, is there a question that you would like to ask Doctor?
Yes, I have a question, please.
All right.
Yes, so I think I want to appreciate Doctor once again. He's doing a very good job. I really appreciate it. The answers are very precise. You see that he has a lot of control. I really appreciate it. Now, on our website, you see that it looks like there's a document on almost every product, especially there are some documents there that explains, I don't know whether it's a composition or whatever. I thought it was a clinical trial. I wanted to ask about it, but in one of the response that doctor gave, it looks like there are not yet clinical trials for the products that we have. So I wanted to ask if he had actually seen those documents, because some of the doctors do ask that they want documented clinical trials. And for me, I thought those documents are those ones. If you look at them, they have detailed information about, looks like the composition of the product. If you had seen it, can you tell me the difference between that document and then a clinical trial? What's the difference, and how useful is that document to our work, or how beneficial will it be for the doctors that we sometimes meet?
Yep. Thank you very much. Very good. Okay, so the documents you see there is called clinical studies, which then looks at, for example, a particular component of crystal cell. Just say, for example, I'm taking out the microRNA. I'll just speak about it. There's microRNA found in plant stem cell. So what that study shows by Bell Biochemistry is microRNA can help to boost the human natural stem cells. So it is single components of crystal cell showing clinical studies. So what we are trying to achieve in 2025 is, for example, I take your blood before you consume crystal cell, right? I look at your markers of your cell performance. And then after 6 weeks or after 3 months and 6 months, I take your blood again and I see what has changed. So we are looking at crystal cell on a whole, every product on a whole. Whereas the paper, the journals that you see under the website is clinical studies for individual components of the product. So on a whole, we are trying to try to do something to convince people, to tell them how good it is. Because sometimes I understand from your point of view, there is miracles happening with the product, but we cannot scientifically or clinically show people the idea. So yes, so there's two differences. One is clinical studies, what you see there that's been done by Bell Biochemistry. If not, we cannot put the product together itself. We cannot register the product. So we've done that. But now we want to take in scenarios where we're helping people with diabetes, scenarios where people to reduce the aging, scenarios with mothers who are always feeling tired. Yes, so those will be called, we cannot call them official clinical trials, but what we will call them is clinical case review studies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. We'll take in one more question. Leader Charles from Charles Onanuka, can you unmute yourself? Yeah, and go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I have to move away from grandchildren here making noise. I'm in the UK here. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohan, and the management of Phytoscience. Really appreciate what you people have done so far and what you will still continue to do. I recently had prostate enlargement about a couple of weeks ago, and I started using crystal cell. And I was using 2 sachets 3 times a day. Thank God I could slightly afford it. And I was using Snowphyllforte 1 sachet a day, and Actual Plus 3 times a day. My surprise is the thing stopped so quickly. Is this how effective it works? Though I still intend to continue using it. But what do I expect, or what do I need to do? Like I said, I'm still using it until I go to the private clinic or the hospital to find out either it's still there or not. So that is one of my questions. Also, I've been using Phytoscience product for a while now. And whenever I go to my GP, they usually ask, what am I using? How much am I getting them? Where am I getting them from? Are these expected questions that we should be revealing to the authorities here? Because I'm here in the UK, and it's part of the question that kept coming to my mind, that why are we not getting stockists in the UK? So I need to be careful, or I know Dr. Wilito is also there. He has to answer this question as well. But my main concern at the moment is the prostate enlargement. Then the stockist matter issue. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sylvie, as well, for the job you're doing.
Leader Charles. Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles, I got a question for you.
Thank you.
Mr. Charles, I got a question for you.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Which football team do you support?
Arsenal.
I'm a Liverpool fan, so probably I will not be answering your question today. Right. Okay. I'm very sorry to hear about your prostate enlargement, but I'm happy to hear that you're taking CC at a very high dosage. And in this case, you are trying to reboot a tissue in your organ. And by taking crystal cell continuously, you are pushing for repair and regeneration of your tissue. And because you took it early, right, you are going to repair this prostate and see that it doesn't go down by causing any other problems. So my suggestion is to continue taking them, taking crystal cell while following whatever the GP doctors has been telling you to do. But please continue taking them, because you will like, in your case, what are you trying to achieve with crystal cell and Snowphyll is to repair and regenerate your prostate tissue. That's what you're trying to achieve. So you want to continue taking them. Also, you want to continue taking crystal cell and Snowphyll because you're an Arsenal fan. I'm very sorry you haven't won any title, and you're a grandparent, so you really need your crystal cell.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leader
for the
Charles.
second question, I think
Dr. Willie will answer. Thank you, Dr. Mohan. And I think we need to I think stop for the questions now, and because we are almost
Sylvie, let me answer.
But I've got
Charles,
two questions to ask Dr. Mohan to clarify.
Yeah.
Can I do that
before
now?
that, Before that, let me answer this Charles from UK. Thank you so much for bringing up an amazing question. When and especially for the country stockists in UK. Congratulations, first of all, to UK. I know that some of you are doing very well because we have a criteria. First of all, you see, for any country stockist, anyone can apply, just for informations. But there are certain criteria for you to apply. Even you yourself, Charles, you can apply. Anyone. First criteria, they must reach a diamond rank. Because a diamond rank means you make more than 30,000 US dollar. Why is it so? Because you need to have your own network. We do not want to have a country stockist without network and after 6 months shut down or complaining sales getting less or not much sales, so which is not healthy. So our SOP from our company, we have a certain criteria. Anyone must reach a diamond rank before they can apply a country stockist in not only in UK, in any part of the country. Okay, any part of the country which is not official launch. It's good. Thanks so much for your sharing your personal testimonial. Where it helps improving. Just continue until you get the result. You see, and I think my answer to your question. So go for diamond. And since this year is a good year because 21st September 2025, company Phytoscience, we are having a grand recognition in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And good news is Dr. Fred Zulit yeah, world-renowned scientist, CEO of Mibel Biochemistry, will be joining us together. Then also 20th of September, whoever are coming down to Malaysia, also we are having some training, and also with high tea with Dr. Fred Zulik on the 20th of September. I hope and wish everyone could join us and bring more of your new members and partners to Malaysia. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity. Not only meeting us, myself or co-founder, and also you'll be meeting together with the CEO of Mibel Biochemistry, Dr. Fred Zulik. Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime. So I urge everyone, since you know the date and the month, you could book your flight ticket 6 months before so that you can get a cheaper rates as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully I will see all of you in Malaysia soon. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Wilito. You have to thank Slexia in Nigeria for me as well. She's doing very, very wonderfully well. She's
Wow,
putting
amazing.
so
Yeah,
much. She
she's the
encouraged me, and
yeah.
she's been doing it every time.
Wow,
Please,
amazing. Yeah,
credit to her. Thank
Slexia
you.
is an amazing
Yeah.
Iron Lady in Nigeria.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations to you,
Oh, yes.
Slexia. Yeah. So that should be the way. So I hope that every one of you in the Zoom heard what is Slexia in Nigeria is doing. Yeah, because Charles is in UK, it's far away. So whenever you recruit or you got any new network far away from you, you must always keep on encouraging, keep on contacting, because network marketing is all about relationship. So congratulations, it's in the right way. Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank
So
you.
I may pass back to our host, Selvi.
Thank you, Dato, and thank you, Leader Charles. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
question. Yeah. Thank you, Dato. Dr. Mohan, I have two questions before we wrap up. I just wanted to clarify on this. I think this is, a lot of us have this confusion. My first question would be, what is the maximum amount of stem cell, as in the sachet that we have? What's the maximum amount that we can go up to? Assuming if the person is, like, say, having some health issues, so you might want to give a higher dose, right? So what's the maximum they can go up to?
Okay, so there is no maximum amount that you can go. That what you mean, like after it become not safe? It's not that. It's just that it is an amount until in which that the body cannot take in and use anymore. Then it'll be wasted. Like for example, if I take 5-6 sachet a day, sorry, more than 5-6 sachet a day, then sometimes it could be, if my immune system is very strong, if my performance, my self-performance is very, very high, then in my case, taking 2 or 3 may go to a waste to the body. It just be gone off. So it's not about being maximum and not safe, but it's about taking enough or the right dosage. And that's very immune system dependent, because sometimes I may have a very low cell performance or cell metabolic performance, and I need to take more. So it's very subjective in that case. But in every case, we've seen people taking right up to 4 sachets, 6 sachets, different 2 as well. And there is none that is going to cause where, there's a certain point and then it becomes negative.
So there's no, like, it's unsafe to take this much. Okay.
It's just wasting it. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying on that. And then my other question would be, there's this thing about plant cells do not multiply as versus to human stem cells and animal stem cells, right? So can you clarify on that?
Okay. Is it multiplying inside the body, you're asking, or outside?
Yes, inside the body.
Okay. So first of all, we are not consuming live plant stem cells. We're consuming the extracts in it. But the very important connection here is crystal cell components that come from the plant stem cell is needed by the human stem cell inside your body to make sure they are maintained. So in a human body, you need to make sure you have the naturally occurring stem cell in your body, your own stem cell. That means it's your own stem cell to maintain over time. So what is shown now or proven is crystal cell helps to boost this natural stem cell in your body. And what is regenerating or proliferating or growing is the human stem cell. Plant stem cell is food to them.
Yeah. Okay, so it's basically to repair your stem cells and keep it healthy. That's right. Am I saying it right?
Yes, and keep it as long as possible in your body.
So it doesn't multiply as in human stem cells, right?
No.
It
No.
does not. Okay, because some people have this confusion. Yeah, and I guess you were talking about the autoimmune system. So there's not much done on this stem cells and autoimmune system, autoimmune disease. Sorry, autoimmune disease. Yeah, there's not
Okay.
much research done on this.
So for autoimmune disease, it's a very complicated disease that may have multiple factors causing the disease.
Okay.
So there is no evidence to say, oh, one component of crystal cell is going to just reverse that or help with autoimmune disease. However, people with autoimmune disease have high levels of inflammation. They have low levels of cell metabolic performance. So our question here is, why not use crystal cell to help the surrounding conditions, surrounding problems that come from autoimmune, rather than focus on the autoimmune. So you must always think, what am I using crystal cells for? In the case of Charles, we are using crystal cells to regenerate his prostate. In the case about the high blood pressure, we're using it to increase the cell metabolic performance. So the usage of crystal cell is very unique to what the body is. It's technically giving food of thought to whoever that needs it in the body. So in autoimmune disease, crystal cell is not going to reverse the autoimmune disease, but it can suppress the inflammation so low that this autoimmune disease will be as low as possible.
Okay, right. I got it right.
Yeah.
I hope many of us have benefited from all the questions and the answers. And heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Mohan, for staying up for so long and answering all our questions. I think many of us have benefited, and we really love to have you again in our session.
Thank you.
I'm sure there are many of us will still have a lot of questions to ask you, and there will be some testimonies as well. So maybe we can share in the next session. Right. Thank you, Dr. Mohan, for staying with us. And leaders, please give Dr.